The Jimmy Olsen Radio Network.
Spinal adjustments provided by Dr. Chad Rolfson. The Spinal Tuning Chiropractic Center is a Des Moines area low flat fee per month unlimited chiropractic care practice. When life happens, just adjust. Schedule today at spinaltuning.com. Barbecue provided by Kenny's Rib Wagon. Catering ribs for your pleasure and serving daily at Plaza Pub, 62nd and Douglas in Des Moines across from Merle Hay Mall. Find Kenny's Rib Wagon on Facebook. The thoughts and opinions of this program are strictly those of the host and the guests, not necessarily shared by anyone in the universe, let alone shared by the host and the guest. Dimension, a measurable extent of some kind, such as length, breadth, depth, or height, an aspect or feature of a situation, problem, or thing. Fear, an unpleasant emotion caused by the belief that someone or something is dangerous, likely to cause pain or threat. Knowledge, facts, information, and skills acquired by a person through experience or education, the theoretical or practical understanding of a subject, awareness of familiarity gained by experience of a fact or situation. Imagination, the faculty or action of forming new ideas, or images or concepts or external objects not present to the senses. The ability of the mind to be creative or resourceful, the part of the mind that imagines things. A dimension, as vast as space and is as timeless as infinity, between light and dark, somewhere in the middle of science and superstition, lying between fear and knowledge, the dimension of imagination. It's time for the Daily Planet. I am your host, Jimmy Olsen. Thank you so much for listening. We are going to be talking about Mayday. Did you get your Mayday basket over the weekend? Well, what are some of those facts when it comes to Mayday? I found these through treehugger.com, and it was interesting because Treehugger said Mayday is a holiday suffering from multiple personality disorder. One identity is dedicated to strike and protest, the other embracing all things spring and frolicsome. It's true, though. It really is. I mean, you have two different things that are being celebrated on May 1st, and one of those is in America, the United States, Labor Day, which is in September, and really May 1st in other countries is their Labor Day. In fact, it was in the late 19th century that leaders of a socialist Second International, they were fighting for an 8-hour workday. And then, of course, called for a global day of protest, and that happened in May 1st of 1890. But let's look at these random facts for Mayday. All right, the Maypole Dance. Have you heard about that? I'll be honest, I had not heard about that. I found out about that through a winery here in central Iowa called Snooze Winery, because they actually do the Maypole Dance every year on the 1st of May, that weekend when they have bands and come in. And so I'd never know. Well, it's probably known for because this was a medieval tradition, dancing the Maypole Dance, which is a custom that was practiced where fair young maidens circle the decorated pole, weaving through patterns and ribbons in the process. In fact, hawthorn and lily of the valley are traditional flowers used for the garland, and similar ribbon dances were performed in pre-Columbian Latin America and were later incorporated in Hispanic ritual dances as well. So there's that Maypole Dance. But here's the interesting piece about that Maypole Dance, that they're combining the masculine and the feminine. They say the pole is thought by many to represent the masculine, while the decorations of the flowers, the wreaths, the ribbons, those were to symbolize feminism, being feminine, which I thought was very interesting. Now, the pole, traditionally made of maple, hawthorn, or birch, the men, of course, of the community would select the tallest and straightest tree that they could find, and then find a place for it in the village, that they would put that up for the women to then decorate that as they would get ready for the Maypole Dance. Okay, so we've all heard the comment rolling in the hay, right? Well, of course, the other part of May 1st in the many traditions that you think about it, which is why they were kind of calling it a day that it suffers from multiple personality disorder. It was the celebration of fertility, and abundance led to couples disappearing in the fields and woods for a roll in the hay. Of course, persecution of Mayday festivities. This began as early as the 1600s, where in 1640, the church ruled against the debauchery when the British Parliament banned the traditions as immoral. And then much later, the tamer version was brought back in 1644 under the rule of Charles II. There's also a piece in there where it talks about the Catholic Church banning it as well for, the immoral acts that you receive during the Mayday festivities. Now, here's another one, a fairy tale when it comes to Mayday, that some believe that is the last chance for fairies to travel to the earth. Facial treatments? Yeah, they say that according to, as we're looking at these, some random facts about Mayday, these from Tree Hugger, the tradition dictates that washing one's face in the dew from Mayday morning beautifies the skin. Maybe I should have done that yesterday. I need some beautiful skin. Mayday baskets. Did you get your Mayday baskets? I heard a friend of mine who was on the radio yesterday. I know a lot of radio stations still broadcasting from home with the whole pandemic going on, and he was talking about how he kept hearing the doorbell, but he'd go to the door and nobody was there. Instead, there were these little baskets full of candy. Well, they're giving the May baskets, it's faded a lot in the late 20th century, so you're not hearing about it as much as you used to. I mean, I remember as a kid, Mayday came, and you got your Mayday basket. Well, some baskets of small baskets of sweets and flowers were being left anonymously on doorsteps to delight the neighbors, which, it's all about bringing the neighborhoods together, and I think we need to bring that back. Where's my May baskets? I want a May basket. Not that I need any candy, but hey, it still wouldn't be too bad. Also in Italy, May Day regarded as the happiest day of the year. Really? Okay. Hawaii also has their own version. This has been since 1928. May Day in Hawaii is known as Lay Day, which is a spring celebration that embraces the Hawaiian culture in a particular, the lei. Whenever you go to Hawaii and land, you are given the lei. Well, the holiday song, May Day is Lay Day in Hawaii, was originally a foxtrot, but then later arranged as a Hawaiian hula. And then, Mayday, the distress call. We've all heard of that. Well, it has nothing to do with the 1st of May. It has nothing to do with Mayday. It's actually derived from the French, which, if I say this wrong, I apologize, but it's a venez m'aider, meaning come help me. And then that's where you get the Mayday distress call. And these were a few of the answers that I found. It was 10 curious facts about Mayday from treehugger.com, but then a few other pieces, because again, talking about how it was that original Labor Day, and that's where many countries actually celebrate May 1st as Labor Day. This was the oldtownmediainc.com is where I found these, and some of their facts that they also had, which a lot of them were shared, but then this goes to the one that we're talking about. May Day is really two separate holidays where it talks about the coming of summer and fertility and the celebration of Labor Day. So in one culture you're looking at, where May 1st, it's celebrating the beginning of summer, starting the summer, which we get that a lot. In fact, a lot of times we don't even look at May 1st. We almost wait until the end of the month when it comes to Memorial Day at the end of May, because that's pretty much when school and everything's getting out. So that's the official kickoff of summer. You could say May 1st is almost the unofficial kickoff of summer, because this is when a lot of your amusement parks, like around here where I live, you have Adventureland that actually opened up this weekend. Living History Farms opened up this weekend, that celebration of summer, which both of them run all the way through Labor Day, actually even into October. So it's every weekend starting the 1st of May and then going to daily after Memorial Day. But I just thought that was interesting. Also, according to history, Beltane is a pagan name for Mayday and translates to Day of Fire, which that's where the Mayday celebrates the coming of warmer weather and fertility, which, I mean, I know it's pretty warmer for us. We're talking 80s for highs this weekend. And then the International Workers' Day. So this is where that May 1st celebrates that day. The decision to limit the workday to 8 hours in the 19th century, American laborers fought for this right. Although, again, in the United States, celebrate Labor Day in September, many countries still celebrate the holiday on May 1st. So one of the things that we do have a little different there. And then, of course, we talk about the pole dancing. We talk about the lay day in Hawaii. And then, of course, the shouting Mayday as the distress call. So, and here's what they did. They actually looked up Mayday. May 1st, this is the definition. May 1st, celebrated in many countries as a traditional springtime festival or as a international day honoring workers. So if you're looking for some random facts about Mayday, there, I just found a few of them for you from both oldtownmediainc.com and from treehuggers.com. So hopefully you enjoyed these curious facts about Mayday. Hopefully you were enjoying your Mayday weekend, and hopefully you enjoyed your Mayday as well. And if you enjoyed this podcast, the Daily Planet with Jimmy Olsen, be sure to share it with others on social media, both Facebook and Twitter. You can also find me there as well, my buddy Jimmy, which I always share some interesting trinkets every day of knowledge to just kind of get us through the day. You can also find me as well on YouTube at My Buddy Jimmy 101.
The Jimmy Olsen Radio Network.